Have you ever wondered why some people become rich, even if they started with nothing? Why do others stay poor, even if they have many chances? The difference is not always about money, education, or luck. The real difference is how they think. Rich people think in a different way. They think rich. And today, you're going to learn how to do the same. This is not about greed. It's not about chasing gold or showing off. Thinking rich is about building a powerful mind. It's about discipline, vision, self-control, and purpose. If you learn to think rich, you can build success in money, relationships, health, and your future. In this lesson, I will tell you how rich thinkers are made, not born, and how you can start your journey right now, no matter where you are in life. So sit back, listen carefully, and stay with me until the end. Because this is not just a lesson. It might be the beginning of your transformation. 1. Think abundance, not scarcity. The first and most important step to thinking rich is to develop an abundant mindset. This means believing that the world is full of possibilities, full of resources, and full of opportunities. Not just for a few people, but for everyone, including you. Many people grow up in homes where they constantly hear things like, "We can't afford that." "Money doesn't grow on trees." "That's only for rich people." "Be happy with what you have." "Don't ask for more." These messages are repeated so often that the mind starts to believe them. You begin to think that life is limited, that there is never enough to go around. This kind of belief is called a scarcity mindset. It is a way of thinking that focuses on lack of money, lack of chances, lack of time, lack of power. But here's the truth. The world is full of opportunities. There are millions of ideas waiting to be discovered. There are millions of people looking for help, knowledge, and solutions. And if you can learn, grow, and create value, you can succeed, no matter where you come from. This belief is called an abundance mindset. Rich thinkers believe in abundance. They think, there is more than enough money, love, and opportunity for everyone. If I improve myself, I can create more value for the world. Another person's success doesn't reduce my chances. In fact, it can inspire me. When you think in abundance, your mind becomes more open. You stop feeling jealous of others. You stop seeing life as a competition. Instead, you start seeing possibilities. You start looking for ways to improve. You become more creative and more confident. You stop thinking like a victim and start thinking like a creator. So, the next time you say, "I can't afford this," stop yourself. Replace that thought with a better question. How can I afford this? That one small question can open the door to ideas, actions, and change. It turns your mind from closed to open, from fear to hope. Remember, thinking rich doesn't start in your bank account. It starts in your mind. 2. Invest in yourself. First, one of the biggest secrets of rich thinkers is this. They always invest in themselves first. They don't wait for luck. They don't wait for someone to help them. They take control of their future by improving their own mind, body, and skills. You may be thinking, "But I don't have money to invest in anything." That's a common thought. But here's the truth. Investing in yourself does not always mean spending money. It means spending time and energy in the right places. It means choosing learning over laziness. It means choosing growth over comfort. For example, instead of watching TV for 2 hours, you could read a book that teaches you something new. Instead of scrolling through social media all evening, you could take a free online course. Instead of complaining about your situation, you could use that time to practice your English, improve your health, or learn a new skill. Even something as simple as getting enough sleep, eating healthy, and exercising regularly is an investment. Why? Because it improves your energy and sharpens your focus. And the sharper your mind and body, the better decisions you make, and that leads to better results in life. Warren Buffett, one of the wealthiest and wisest investors in the world, once said, "The best investment you can make is in yourself." Why did he say this? Because skills, knowledge, and good habits stay with you forever. Money can be lost. Jobs can be lost. But what you know, what you can do, and how strong your mind is, these things cannot be taken away from you. Rich thinkers understand this very well. They treat their minds like gold. They feed it with good ideas. They sharpen it with practice. They protect it from useless distractions. They know that their mind is their most powerful tool. Remember this: poor thinkers entertain themselves. Rich thinkers educate themselves. If you want to change your future, start by changing how you spend your time today. Start small. Start with what you have, but start now. Because the more you grow, the more your life will grow. 3. Take responsibility for everything. One of the most powerful steps toward rich thinking is learning to take full responsibility for your life. This may sound difficult or even unfair at first, especially if you have faced a lot of challenges. But it is a truth that can change everything. Most people grow up hearing and saying things like, "I can't succeed because my family is poor." "I didn't get the job because the manager didn't like me." "The government or economy is the reason I'm struggling." These statements may be true. Life is not always fair. Some people are born into difficult situations. Some face more challenges than others. But here's the key difference. Rich thinkers do not stay stuck in blame. They don't waste time pointing fingers. Instead, they ask themselves, "What can I do about it?" They say things like, "Yes, I started with less, but I still have the power to learn and grow. Maybe my boss is unfair, but I will build new skills and find a better job. The economy is hard, but I will look for ways to create my own income." Taking responsibility does not mean that everything is your fault. It means that you choose how to respond. You choose to rise. You choose to act. You choose to move forward, no matter how tough the situation is. When you blame others, you give away your power. You tell your mind, "I am not in control." But when you take responsibility, you take your power back. You tell your mind, "I can choose a better path. I can change." This mindset gives you real freedom. Why? Because you no longer have to wait for someone to rescue you. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment or the perfect help. You become the driver of your life. You become your own hero. Your story may have started in difficulty, but it can end in victory. If you take full responsibility for how you respond, what you learn, and how you grow. Remember, rich thinkers don't wait for life to happen. They create it. And it all begins the moment you say, "I am responsible." 4. Focus on value, not just money. One of the biggest differences between poor thinkers and rich thinkers is this. Poor thinkers chase money. Rich thinkers create value. You might ask, what does that mean? It means that poor thinkers are always looking for quick ways to get rich. They ask questions like, how can I make money fast? What's the easiest way to get rich? How can I earn more with less effort? These questions sound good, but they come from a short-term mindset. A mindset that is focused only on money, not on meaning, not on helping, not on growing. But rich thinkers ask different questions. They ask, how can I solve a problem for others? What can I create that will help people? What value can I bring to the world? This is the real secret. Money is not the goal, it's the result. It is the result of giving something valuable to others. If you can solve problems, help people, teach skills, make life easier, or bring joy, you will eventually be rewarded. Think about this. Every time you buy something, a phone, a book, a haircut, a cup of coffee, you are paying for value. Someone created that thing or service. And because it helps you or brings you joy, you are willing to pay for it. That's how the world works. Value first, money second. So instead of saying, I need money, ask yourself better questions. What problems can I solve with my time, knowledge, or skills? What can I do better than most people around me? How can I make someone's life easier, faster, or better? You don't need to be a genius. You don't need to start a big company right away. You just need to focus on helping. Help your neighbor, help your customer, help your audience. The more people you help, the more valuable you become, and the more money will naturally come to you. Here's the key lesson. When you focus on giving value, money starts chasing you. But when you only chase money, you often find yourself empty, tired, and still poor. So remember, if you want to think rich, focus on value, not just money. 5. Learn to delay gratification. One of the most powerful habits of rich thinkers is something called delayed gratification. That means choosing discipline now so you can enjoy greater rewards later. This is one of the biggest differences between rich and poor thinking. Poor thinkers often choose what feels good in the moment. They want pleasure now. But rich thinkers look at the long term. They are willing to wait. They are willing to sacrifice today for a better tomorrow. Let's look at a simple example. Imagine you have $100. You have two choices. You can spend it right now, buy new clothes, order fast food, play games, or watch movies. Or you can use it wisely. Buy a good book, take a useful online course, or invest it into starting a small project that helps you grow. Most people go for the first option. Why? Because it feels good immediately. It's exciting, it's fun. But what happens after a few days? The money is gone, and nothing has changed in your life. Rich thinkers do the opposite. They choose the second option. It may not give pleasure right away, but it builds something valuable for the future. They know that when they invest their time, money, or energy in the right way, their life becomes easier, richer, and more successful later on. And this idea of delayed gratification is not just about money. It's also about health and learning. For example, do you eat junk food because it tastes good now, or do you eat healthy food to stay strong later? Do you scroll endlessly through social media, or do you spend that time learning a new skill? Do you watch another video, or do you read something that makes you smarter? Every small choice you make today shapes the kind of future you will live in tomorrow. Rich thinkers understand that discipline today creates freedom tomorrow. That's why they say no to distractions. They say no to quick pleasures. They say yes to learning, growing, and building their future step by step. So if you want to think like the rich, ask yourself this. Am I doing what feels good now or what will feel great later? Choose wisely. Your future depends on it. 6. Build multiple streams of income. Rich thinkers understand one simple truth. You should never depend on only one source of income. Let's say you have a job, you work hard, and you earn money every month. That's great. But ask yourself this: what happens if you lose that job? What if your company closes down? What if the economy changes? What if you get sick and can't work for a while? If you depend on just one stream of income, your life becomes very risky. One problem can take away everything. But rich thinkers avoid this trap. They always look for ways to build multiple streams of income, so they are never stuck in just one place. Think of income like a river. If there is only one river and it dries up, you have no water. But if there are 5 rivers flowing into your life, you stay strong even if one slows down. That's the power of multiple income streams. These streams can be small at first, but over time, they can grow. Here are some examples of extra income sources. A small side business you run on weekends. Rental property if you own a room or apartment. Online sales, selling handmade items, books, or clothes. Digital products like e-books, designs, or courses. Investments in stocks, mutual funds, or real estate. Teaching or tutoring something you're good at, like English, music, or math. You don't need to start all at once. In fact, rich thinking is not about doing everything quickly. It's about doing one thing at a time, with patience and consistency. Even if you are just starting with a job or a small skill, begin to think long-term. Learn something new in your free time. Save a little money each month to invest. Try one new idea. Over time, these small steps can grow into steady income sources. And remember, wealth is not built overnight. It is built by creating a strong, smart foundation. So don't just work for money. Let money work for you from different directions. That's what rich thinkers do. And you can start today, one stream at a time. 7. Surround yourself with rich thinkers. There is a powerful saying, "Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future." Your environment, your surroundings, your people, your influences shapes the way you think. Whether you realize it or not, the people you spend the most time with are helping build your mindset. They either lift you up or they pull you down. If you are always around people who complain, who always say, "Life is unfair, we can't change anything, only lucky people get rich," then slowly you will start to believe the same things. Even if you want to grow, their words will plant seeds of fear and doubt in your mind. But if you surround yourself with rich thinkers, everything begins to change. Rich thinkers don't waste time complaining. They don't blame others. They take action. They dream big. They talk about ideas, opportunities, and growth. They believe that improvement is possible every day. And the best part? Their mindset is contagious. If you spend time with people who believe in growth, you will start believing too. You will feel more motivated. You will start thinking about your future with hope, not fear. Now maybe you're thinking, "But I don't know any rich thinkers in real life." That's okay. In today's world, you can still connect with rich minds through books, videos, interviews, and podcasts. You can learn directly from the most successful people in the world, even if they live far away. For example, read biographies of self-made people. Watch motivational talks online. Listen to podcasts that teach success habits. Follow channels and pages that share rich thinking ideas. And slowly, start choosing your real-life circle carefully too. This doesn't mean you stop loving your family or old friends, but it means you must protect your mind. If someone is always negative, don't let their words shape your future. Spend less time with them. Spend more time in environments that push you to become better. Because here's the truth. When you walk with the wise, you become wiser. And when you think like the rich, your life starts to move in a rich direction. Surround your mind with growth, and your life will grow with it. 8. Set goals and create a plan. Rich thinkers are not just dreamers. They are doers with a plan. Everyone has dreams. Some people want to be rich. Others want to travel the world, start a business, or live a peaceful life. But here's the truth. A dream without a plan is just a wish. And wishes don't build success. Actions do. Rich thinkers understand this. They know that success doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design. So they set clear goals for themselves. Not just big goals like, I want to be rich someday, but specific, meaningful goals like, I want to save $1,000 in the next 6 months. I will complete this English course in 3 weeks. I will launch my small online business by the end of this year. Once they set a goal, they don't stop there. They create a plan. They ask themselves, what small steps can I take each day? What do I need to learn? What resources or tools will help me? Who can support or guide me? They write it down, track their progress, and keep going, even when it's hard. That's how rich thinkers move forward, one step at a time. Without goals, you're like a ship floating in the ocean without direction. You drift from place to place. You waste time. You go where the wind takes you. But when you have a goal, you have a destination. And when you have a plan, you have a map. You don't have to be perfect. Your plan doesn't need to be big or complicated. What matters is that you start. Write your goal on a piece of paper. Break it into small daily steps. Look at it every morning. Remind yourself why you started. And remember, the rich don't wait for motivation. They use discipline. They don't just think about success. They plan for it, work for it, and build it one day at a time. So if you want to think rich, don't let your dreams stay in your mind. Put them on paper. Build a path. Take the first step. Because a plan, no matter how small, turns your dreams into reality. 9. Stay calm during storms. Life is not always easy. Sometimes it feels like a storm. Strong winds, heavy rain, darkness all around. In these moments, your true mindset is revealed. Everyone faces pain. Everyone faces rejection, failure, fear, and loss. You may lose a job. You may fail an exam. Someone you love may walk away. Life can be difficult and unfair. But how you respond in these moments will shape your future more than anything else. Poor thinkers panic. They complain, blame others, or give up. They say things like, "This always happens to me. I can't do this anymore. Life is unfair." And then they stop trying. But rich thinkers do something different. They stay calm, even when everything feels like it's falling apart. They say, "Yes, this is painful, but I will grow through it. What can I learn from this? How can I become stronger from this experience?" They know that storms don't last forever. They know that difficult seasons are just part of the journey. And more importantly, they understand that challenges make them better. Think of any successful person you admire. Every one of them has faced hardship. They were rejected, misunderstood, or even laughed at. But they didn't quit. They stayed calm in the storm. They used failure as a lesson. They turned pain into power. Imagine a tree during a storm. Weak trees fall, but strong trees bend and stay rooted. Why? Because their roots go deep. Rich thinkers have deep roots. Their mindset is strong. That is why they don't break. And you can be that way too. Next time something painful happens, pause and breathe. Remind yourself, this is a test, and tests are not meant to destroy you. They are meant to reveal your strength. Say to yourself, I will not panic. I will not give up. I will rise. Because your reaction shows your thinking. If you react with fear and anger, you are thinking poor. But if you respond with patience and wisdom, you are already thinking rich. Stay calm. Stand tall. Let every storm make you stronger. That's how rich thinkers face life. And that's how you should too. 10. Give before you receive. This idea may surprise you. Rich thinking is not just about getting. It's also about giving. Many people think that to be rich means to collect money, things, or power. But the truth is, true richness comes from giving, not just money, but your time, your knowledge, your kindness, and your help. Rich thinkers know that life works like a circle. When you give, something comes back to you. It can be good feelings, respect, new opportunities, or even money. But most important, giving creates growth for you and for others. Think about the most successful people you know or have heard about. Many of them didn't become rich by taking or keeping everything for themselves. Instead, they became rich by giving something valuable to the world. A great product that helps people. A powerful idea that changes lives. A helpful service that solves problems. They focused on serving others first. They asked, how can I help people? Instead of, how can I get money? And because they gave value, success followed naturally. When you give, you build trust and connection. People remember you. They want to help you in return. Giving opens doors and creates relationships that last. You don't need to wait until you are rich to start giving. You can start today. Maybe you help a friend learn English. Maybe you share your knowledge with someone who needs it. Maybe you volunteer your time or simply show kindness to a stranger. Even small acts of giving make a difference. When you give, you feel rich inside because you are making the world better. Remember, rich thinking is about abundance, and abundance means there is enough for everyone, including you. When you give freely, you show that you believe in abundance. You say, I trust that I will receive more in return. So start giving today. Give your time, your skills, your smile, and your help. You don't lose when you give, you gain. You become richer in heart, mind, and spirit. And that is the secret of thinking rich. Give before you receive. When you live like this, you are already rich. Final words. You can start today. Let me share a secret with you. You don't need money to start thinking rich. You don't need a fancy job, a big bank account, or special connections. What you really need is the right mindset, the way you think, feel, and believe about yourself and the world. Rich thinking is a choice. And the best part? You can choose to think rich right now, this very moment. You don't have to wait until tomorrow, next week, or next year. You can decide to change your thoughts today. So, what does it mean to think rich? It means choosing better habits and beliefs every day. It means choosing growth over comfort. Instead of staying in your safe zone where nothing changes, you choose to learn, improve, and stretch yourself. Growth can feel uncomfortable, but it leads to success. Comfort keeps you stuck. Responsibility over excuses. You stop blaming your past, your family, your boss, or your situation. You accept that you control your actions and your future. When you take responsibility, you gain power. Patience over pleasure. You learn to wait for bigger rewards instead of wanting quick fun or instant satisfaction. You understand that real success takes time and effort. Learning over laziness. You feed your mind with knowledge, practice new skills, and keep growing. You replace time wasted on distractions with time spent building your future. Vision over fear. You focus on your dreams and goals instead of letting fear stop you. You imagine the life you want and move towards it, even if the path is hard. Your thoughts are powerful. They shape your actions, and your actions shape your future. If you change how you think, you can change your whole life. Maybe you think, I am too young to start, or I am too old to change, or I don't have enough money. Let me tell you, none of those things matter. The most important thing is to start. Start with small steps. Start with a single decision to think rich. Start now. You already have all the tools you need. You have learned how to think in abundance, invest in yourself, take responsibility, create value, delay gratification, build multiple income streams, surround yourself with the right people, set goals, stay calm in hard times, and give before you receive. These are the keys to the rich mindset. Remember this powerful idea. Your mind is the garden. Your thoughts are the seeds. You can grow flowers, or you can grow weeds. The choice is yours. If you plant positive, strong, and rich thoughts, you will grow a beautiful life full of success, happiness, and freedom. But if you let negative, weak, or poor thoughts grow, your life will stay stuck and limited. So choose wisely. Choose to think rich every day. Thank you for watching this video on English Achieve. If you found this lesson helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. There are many more lessons coming to help you learn English and grow your mind. Start thinking rich. Start living strong. And never stop growing. Your future is bright because you have the power to make it so.